Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Pits of Motorcast. This is your host, Dave. I got a special guest, Wildside Nitro funny car driver, Troy Ray. Welcome to the show, Roy. Trey.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
No problem. So Troy, I know you've been drag racing for a pretty good amount of years. When did you start drag racing?
Really, when I was a kid, helping teams out back about 1975 or so. Did local racing with some people, and then I met Don Neves and Pete Miner with the Gold Coast Duster around 1976, and started helping those guys out here and there. And just ever since then, been involved from either working on cars or running my own cars.
So what year did you start drag racing yourself?
I bought a Big Show Nitro funny car back in like 1990, and in 1992, March of 1992, I got it out. And we went took it to Darlington for the IHRA Winter Nationals and debuted it there, and then basically running a car almost every year since. I took about a 5-year hiatus, then around 2000. So, but right now we're building a new car. We raced the NHRA Nostalgia Series, and then we run with the old Drag Racing Online series that Jeff Burke had, and we'll probably be running Funny Car Chaos, the series that Chris Graves has. We'll probably be running that next year.
Yeah.
Next season.
Yeah, all those guys that run Funny Car Chaos, they all seem to be having a blast doing that.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, it looks like a good time, and a lot of cars there, which is nice. A lot of competition, and they have. It looks like they have a spot for pretty much any kind of funny car. Nitro, alcohol, blown injected, whatever you got.
Exactly. Run what you brung, long as there's a funny car body on there.
Exactly. Yeah. So we'll be doing that, and we've got I'm kind of partners with a friend of mine with a Top Fuel dragster for a front engine Top Fuel car. We're trying to get that out next year too.
So you started out your drag racing career straight in a funny car.
Pretty much, yeah. That's all I ever liked, really. I mean, I like everything, and I appreciate all the other classes, from pure stock on up. But I'm just a funny car guy, that's what I like, That's the first funny car I ever saw at a drag strip was Don Schumacher, his car at Great Lakes Ragway up in Wisconsin, and that was like 1970. I was a kid, and it just blew my mind. That's what those cars did. So that's put it in my head right then and there. I was going to own and drive one day, and I did. I still do. So, it's been a wild ride, that's for sure, and we're still doing it. So that's good. We'll be coming out next year bigger and better. Brand new car, new combination, and all that.
Yeah, Great Lakes Dragway, that's my local drag strip. I'm about 30 minutes from that place.
Yeah, I lived in Kenosha for quite a while, Kenosha, Wisconsin, and used to go to the Great Lakes Dragway with me and my buddies, Ed Boudre, Steve Tenwinkle, Mike Schmidt, Jack Foreman. We used to go out there all the time. And Mickey Stevens used to race out there quite a bit. He lives down here in Tennessee now, too. So, but I always like Great Lakes. It's just a neat place.
Yeah, and Broadway Bob was such a good promoter.
He was, yeah. Broadway Bob was one of a kind, man. That guy he was something else. He was intimidating for, when I was a young funny car guy, it was like, he was a big figure,
Yeah.
He was a legend. He was a legend.
Yep.
Then, and then, but he was fun to deal with. He was fine. I did a few car shows for him and stuff like that, and he hired me to come out there and race, and, we went out there and raced, and paid me, and great experience. A great experience.
Yeah, he knew how to put on a good show.
We try. We know that the only reason we're there is because fans. You have to entertain the fans.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I want to run 300 miles an hour, but has to do long burnouts, dry hops.
Yep.
You know, what we do is more of a show than anything. You know, so you know, especially mainly when we're match racing. We go to a national event, you're there to put on kill and whoop everybody's butt. But when you're at a match race, you're there to put on a show. You know, and that's what we do, and that's what I pride our team in doing that.
Right.
You know, so people want to see that. They want to see the tire smoke, the header flames, and all that.
Yeah. So how many gallons is the fuel pump going to be for the new funny car?
We went from 21 gallons up to 34 gallons now.
So you're going to have the big header flames then.
Yeah, right. We're going back. Basically, I'm kind of going back to the 1992 tune-up I had my big show car, which is about a 40-gallon pump and twin 1100s on that car back in those days. And that was about 36 gallons. So we're kind of going back to that tune-up, but we got new AJ heads on the car and Littlefield mini retro and all that. So we've got a lot of hot rod stuff on for this coming season. And we're running a 78 Dodge Challenger body that Dave Farron did came up with a color scheme for it, and it looks really cool. So we're looking forward to getting this all wrapped up and on the track.
Yeah, the fans will love seeing the big header flames.
Yeah, they will. Yeah, and I like it too. So it's fun at night. You hit the loud pedal and the side windows turn orange. It's really cool.
Yeah, it'd be kind of cool. Be kind of cool to see you line up with the American Outlaw, Alan Millendorf, two big header flame cars.
Oh yeah, let's do it. Bring it on. So I think you're gonna see a lot more cars like that next year. I know Saiton Hustler has done that too. They've gone to the bigger pump for us, and all that. And they've already made a few passes on that car, and they got to run pretty good. Dan Brown tunes that car, and it looks like he's got a real good handle on it right now. So, yeah. But we'll be out with them, running around a little bit with the Saiton car.
So after all these years of drag racing, Troy, what still keeps you passionate about it?
Well, Dave, it's what I like to do. It's just what turns me on.
It's in your blood.
Yeah, it's just in my blood. It's just what I like to do. I thoroughly enjoy it. I like the people. I like the fans. I like everything about it, except for buying the parts.
Right.
It takes a while. But we try not to blow shit up. So we're pretty good about that.
Yeah.
So, but it's just in your blood, like they say, it's just in your blood.
So what do you enjoy most about being a drag racer?
Probably the satisfaction of knowing that you've made people happy with the show that you put on. How you run, run good, and how you treat the fans, and take care of the fans and all that. That's what I get. That's what I like when I leave the track after the weekend. It's just knowing that I did it, the best we could, and we put on a show and made people happy. People, they spend a lot of money to come watch this race, and so you got to make sure that they leave wanting to come see you again.
Right.
So, and to this day, I still get people email me about meeting me 30 years ago at different NHRA and IHRA tracks when I was racing the big show, and
wow,
talking about the experience, hanging around with me over the weekend or something like that.
That's awesome that that's awesome that you made such an impression that many years ago on them.
Yeah, that's what I think. I've got a friend of mine, Eddie Harrison, down in Texas. We were doing a match race back in about 1993, 94 down in Texas with Rick Sorrell. And this young kid, Eddie, he helped me out for the weekend, and he's still a good friend of mine to this day. So, so that's it. I guess the relationship's made, and all that. That's what's really cool about what I do.
Yeah, that's what I say with all the drag racers and interviews. Drag racing is just one big family, and along the years, it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger as you meet more and more people.
Right. And that's a good thing. That's drag racing is just a really cool sport. I wish we could get more exposure from the media on it. You know, we used to in the 70s and 80s, but
right.
You know, now we don't. You know, and that needs to change. But because there's just so many people that can do it. Anybody can go drag racing. Anyone, if you have a driver's license and a car that's street legal, safe, you can go drag race it, and you can go have fun. You know, you don't need a fire suit. You don't need all that stuff. You just, just a nice, safe 1990 Impala, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, that's really, if you think about it, it's about the only sport you can just go join.
Yep.
Without anything special.
Yep.
You know, so.
So now, is there anything that you hate most about being a drag racer?
No, nothing really. No, I enjoy everything about it. Like I said, it's just something that's in your blood. You know, if you're a racer, you're a racer. If not, you're never gonna be. You can't make yourself into one by going out and buying a car. You have to be one at heart. It takes a lot. If you're not a wealthy person, it takes a lot of dedication to build a car. It's an insane amount of dedication. You eat, breathe, and sleep that project. You know, so there's, that's what it is. If you're a working guy, like I am, I don't just call up Brad Anderson or 2 or 3 blocks, and heads and all that. I wheel and deal and all that to get parts, and sometimes I have to bite the bullet and buy stuff new. That's fine, So, but $20,000 rear axles and $10,000 blowers and stuff like that. I can't justify the cost of that. So, I'll wheel and deal, or I'll make my own stuff.
Yeah.
But, I own a machining and fab company, so I build a lot of our own stuff.
So now, Troy, if you were able to have your fans remember one thing about you, what would you want that one thing that they remember about you?
I know, we always try to put the best show on possible. We were always there for the fans. That's what I want them to know, and I think they know that. People that are are real fans for Wildside Racing, Troy Ray. They know that we're in it for the show, for them, to make them happy. If they're happy, we're happy. That's what it comes down to. So, that's how I feel about it.
Now, when you started out drag racing many years ago, were there any drag racers out there that inspired you or you looked up to?
Yeah, Pete Miner. He really taught me a lot. He taught me that you can do anything with nothing. You can fix your car. You can tape it together. Basically, you can. You do whatever you have to do to make the next round. And then Pat Minnick, the legendary driver, owner of the Cyclone Hustler. He taught me how to drive a funny car over the telephone once. Gave me a bunch of tips on doing it and all that. And then, let's see here, the guys, I admired all of them, really. I admired all the guys coming up, Garlitz and Tommy Kuhn and Don Perdome and Billy Meyer and, Richard Darp, all those guys. And then, I never had any, real heroes or anything like that, so I just kind of looked around and see what I wanted to have, what I wanted my program to do and what I could afford and all that. And I just went with that. And, here we are today, So, always run Nitro, just because that's what I liked. When I started out, I thought about buying, running the car as an alcohol car, but it was didn't really interest me, so I just jumped in full running Nitro. I went from about a 15-second street Corvette to a 6-second, 5-second Nitro funny car.
So how was the first time experience going down the track in a Nitro funny car?
It was surreal to say the least. First time I got in one, staged the car and the light turned green. I hit the throttle. It left so hard I threw my foot off the gas pedal. So it got my attention. And then let me see here. Just it takes a few laps to get down a quarter mile. I mean, it's just the amount of things that go wrong when you're first starting out. So. A car, trying to keep up with a funny car. Funny cars are really ill handling. Trying to keep up with one can really blow your mind. You're just steering it all the way down a racetrack. So, but when you get out at the end of the run, when you're new like that, and it's like, holy cow, what did I just do? So it's a trip. It's really mind blowing.
So is it still an adrenaline rush every time you get behind the wheel of a funny car?
Oh yeah, sure is. I guess if it ever stops, I probably won't. That's probably when I'd step out of it, But yeah, it gets me going. It really does. It's a lot of fun. I recommend it to everybody.
So now, when you started out funny car driving, was your family behind you on doing the drag racing?
Yeah, sure was. Yeah, they thought I was insane for doing it, but they gave me emotional support. I footed the bill for it. They weren't about to get involved that way. So, but. Yeah, to this day, my wife, she's 100% behind me. She's my backup girl. She takes care of, I couldn't do it without her. She really takes care of everything. Getting the bus ready to hit the road, making sure we've got everything, T-shirts, my fire suit ready, all that stuff. Food for the crew and all that. And then we get there, she gets everything set up. And she buckles me in the car, and she's my right hand. So.
You got any kids?
It's nice. I've got a daughter, and she lives in Wisconsin, and she works up there. So, yeah, she's been to the track a few times with me when she was younger.
Right. So did she like drag racing?
Yeah, she likes it real well. Yeah, I don't think enough to get involved with it like I do. So, but yeah, I'm probably the last. Probably a good thing. So, but we've got a guy here in Knoxville, Randy Moore, that we're going to probably get him a funny car license this coming year. He's helping out on the team a little bit and stuff like that. He wants to get a license. He's got a Vega funny car that needs to be put together, and so we're going to put him in a car and see how he likes it first before he spends any more money on his personal car,
Yeah.
So some guys get in there and they don't like it, but I'm confident Randy will be just fine in there.
So now, Troy, who are all your crew members going to be for the Wild Side Funny Car?
Well, we got Randy Moore, and we got Brian Greer. Brian Greer, Cheryl Greer's boy. He's been helping us for 4 or 5 years now. Brian just takes care of everything else at the track too. Fires up the car and all that stuff. And then his boy Dylan, who's in the Navy right now, super kid. So we're hoping that he'll be able to help us out this coming year when he's on leave. And then looks like Mike Cavallari is going to be helping tune in the car for us. And we'll see if Bobby Toff might be helping us again this year. He's been helping us for the past few years, but he's getting pretty busy with that Time Bomb alcohol funny car up there in the New England area, and I think he's put another car together. I'm not really sure yet. So that's the crew, and then we always pick up a few stragglers here and
Now, do you have any sponsorship at all?
Yeah, Troy Ray, Dixon Fabrication.
Yeah.
my company. Yeah, that's it. You know, nobody else. Just me. That's it. In the past, I've had Kendall Oil, a sunglass company, and Permatex used to give me a lot of product and stuff like that when I had my big show car back in the 90s. But now it's just me, and that's fine with me. I don't have to answer anybody. I can do whatever I want to do. So, works out good for me.
So what's the fastest pass you've ever made in a funny car?
537 at 267, I think it was. I'd have to look at Bill Pratt's record deal. It was like a 537 at 263 or 67, something like that. That was back in the old days. That was in the 90s, early 90s, and I was not a fast car at all, but I was doing it out of my pocket. I was 29 years old, and overwhelmed. Back then, I had spare parts. I remember this. I had 2 sleeves. I had 8 pistons, no rods, and let me see. I had another extra blower that was mainly used as a doorstop because it was so wore out. So Al Hoffman sent Helen over one time. We were at a national event to fix my superchargers, so she fixed them one weekend. But yeah, I didn't have anything. So for that, and I didn't have clutch management. My clutch management was hit the gas, go count to 1, and hit my lockup button on my clutch. I didn't have a cannon or anything, so I had a Lenco AirPod running the clutch.
Wow.
So yeah, so it ran pretty good for what it was, you know.
So for the new funny car coming out next year, how fast are you hoping to get that thing to go?
We'd probably be running about what I ran before, 530s or so. We're trying to get it to run, 540s, 530s in a quarter mile. It'll be. We're hoping to get it out by the end of March. That's when everything seems to be getting going, and so it'll be good. It'll be a nice car. Like I said, brand new chassis. 78 Dodge Challenger body, a lot of nice go fast parts on it, nice high quality parts. I've been buying some new parts for this car, so it'll be a good runner. Really looking forward to getting it out. And then we also have a Fiat Topolino body to go on for altered racing, real altered racing.
Cool. Now, when you're out there on the track, do you have any pre-race rituals or superstitions when you get out there?
No, when I get in the car, if anybody notices, you'll see me. I'll smack the head a couple of times, just like be a good girl and climb in. Let's get her done. So, I don't do rituals or anything pad off and use some big pennies out of asphalt. So. I always thought that was funny, that he was that superstitious, but I'm just good. I just give the motor a couple pats on the head and climb in. So.
Now, do you have any favorite tracks, Troy?
Yeah, my absolute favorite is Bowling Green, Kentucky, Beach Bend. That track is just unbelievable. It's a great track to race. It's really old school. It's got the covered bleachers. When you do the NHRA Heritage event there, it's basically standing room only in that track. It is unreal, the amount of cars they pack into that place. So if anybody's wanting to go to a killer event, it's a hot rod reunion in Bowling Green, Kentucky. It'll just blow your mind, the amount of cars they pack into that place and the diversity of the cars. It's really something else. It's a spectacle. It really is.
Now, how did you come up with the name Wildside?
Molly Crew.
Right.
They got a song called
Wildside. I know.
Yeah, I came up with it from that, and then back about '96 or so, Tommy Lee from the band called me about it once, So he called me and we talked about, he thought it was cool that I had the car named after that song. So, so we talked about it a little bit. But, that's where that came up.
So you're an 80s rock guy?
I like everything. I like, 70s, 80s. I like modern rock too, so I like all that. I like some I like the old country, not the new country. That's just rocker wannabes. So, but I like everything.
Yeah, the hard rock music and drag racing go pretty good together.
It's always gone hand in hand, yeah. Because Tommy Lee wanted to see if I'd bring the car to a concert and fire it up on stage. So, I said of course we would, but we just never got together. So
yeah,
back then you had landlines, you didn't have cell phones back then.
Yeah, you could have did the intro for Kickstart My Heart on stage.
Exactly, right. That'd have been cool.
Yeah,
there's still time. You never know.
Oh yeah, they're still going.
Yep.
They were supposed to retire, and it came back.
Yeah, it's typical rock band stuff. It's even drag racer stuff. We were forced into retirement, and then we come back, and then we get forced back into it, come back.
Yeah.
So, but we'll probably be running for, I don't know, another 10 years or so, I guess. So we'll be here for a while now.
So does it take a lot of preparation for you to get a Nitro Funny Car ready for a weekend?
Oh yeah. It's a lot of work. Even if you got a running car, it's still a lot of work. You got to make sure you got the fuel and oil and all that, and then you got to make sure that it's got a points mag that's charged and ready to rock. Your fuel pump good, barrel valve no leaks. You got enough spark plugs, enough clutch discs and floaters. On and on. It's a big job, and then getting everything ready, the trailer ready, and I use a RP to haul mine around, so getting all that ready. The week before, I'm basically working full time on a funny car, So until we pull out, it's I'll fire the car, put it in the trailer, and we leave.
Now, where do you get all your fire safety equipment from?
Pretty much I've had a hodgepodge over the years. I've got Taylor, I've got DJ, I've got Stroud, but over the winter I'm going to get with one company for a I'm going to get a new fire suit, and I'm going to go with DJ or Taylor probably. Maybe I'll talk to Impact or Simpson, but go with a new one there, and then we've got new chutes on the car, and then the diapers and stuff like that. All that stuff. I'm just going to leave that alone. I'm not going to be buying anything new for a while on that. But Ben Conan, as DJ, he does take care of us a lot when we need stuff done immediately. Either resorted or something new. He really takes care of us.
Oh yeah, Big Ben.
He's probably going to have the business.
Big Ben's a good guy.
He's a great guy. I like him real well. I've never met him in person, but I've talked to him on the phone a few times. Like I said, I've had to, get something certified in an emergency, and he knocks it out for me.
Yep. So now, what would you consider to be the milestones that you've hit so far in your drag racing career?
Well, honestly, my best deal is I'll go down in history as the last qualifier at the last national events in Canada in 1992, I think, the La Grande Nationals for NHRA and the IHRA Summer Nationals. I was number 16 and number 8 qualifier at those races. And those were the last national events held back then, or, held, since then, I think, for NHRA and IHRA up there in Canada. So I qualified at both of them on the bubble. That's what I'll go down to Jeopardy history for.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's it. And what I did back in those days, I was broke. I would read, I've read National Geographic all my life, so I knew what races were light, with a light field. So I'd purposely go to those and get my qualifying money, and obviously try to go a round or two or something like that. But that's what I did, and then I went to Canada in July, and we were up there for 2 weeks and qualified at both national events for both different sanctioning bodies. So that was kind of cool, But now, looking forward, I'd like to be the first guy run 300 in a nostalgia funny car. Be the first guy to break 5 seconds. Run a 4.99. That'd be cool.
Oh yeah.
I think that's what everybody's kind of starting to gun for. So that'd be neat.
So what would you consider to be your most memorable win in history?
Let me see here. Mainly just like doing match race stuff. I've got quite a bit. We've always done well with the match racing, and even like going to the DRO races that Jeff Burke put on. We always qualified for those, and I think we we'll go a couple rounds anyways. So that I'm more of I like the experience of doing everything, of doing it. I'm not here to. It should be nice to win every race I go to, but I'm not here for that. I'm here to enjoy myself. I don't want to pull the motor apart after every run. Pull 8 pistons out, put 8 pistons in, and all that. That's too much like work for me. I want to go make a few passes and hang out. That's what I want to do. So I'm not as serious as some guys are. So and that's good for them. But I like to. I like to enjoy myself. I want to work my ass off at the track, where, instead of, replacing pistons every run. And plus, I don't have the guys to do that. It takes a lot of people to run a car like that. And I just don't have that. I don't have that kind of a crew.
Yeah, you got a guy like Bucky. You got a guy like Bobby Cottrell with Bucky. That car is running. You can't touch that car these days.
Right. And just some of the other guys. I really respect them, but the amount of money they're spending for the return. It doesn't add up to me. And then just the amount of people that they have. They have 5, 6 guys working on a car. I have 2 or 3. 3 if I'm lucky.
Yeah.
So anyways, but that's just we're going to turn it up a notch this year. Quite a few notches. So hopefully I don't have to work my ass off.
Yeah. So now, throughout your drag racing career, have you had any accidents or close calls at all?
Yeah, I've had a few accidents, stuff like that. Been on fire a couple times when I was younger. And then tried to knock the guardrail or guard wall down at let me see here, at Paducah, Kentucky one weekend. Hit it so hard it moved the front end of the chassis over like 4 inches. Rung my bell, but and we were done for the day. So, but took the car back to the shop and straightened the chassis back out and took some Tylenol, and I was good to go for the next race. So.
Now, have you ever done 8th mile?
Oh yeah. We run the 8th mile, run quarter mile. Drag racing online, we were quite for the series. We were at quite a few 8th mile tracks, and then but yeah, we're in everything. It doesn't matter to me, honestly. I couldn't care less how long your track is. We'll come run it. Another great track is Kilcare up there in Dayton, Ohio. That's an 8th mile track, and boy, that's a fun place. We did a match race there on a Wednesday or Thursday night match race a few years back. Bob Flock put that together, and Kathy and all that, and Dave Benjamin and stuff. We were there and had a great time. Place was jam packed for a weekday match race. And then I said, that's an 8th mile track. Nice long shutdown. Real cool place to go.
All right, so I'm going to ask you a few fun questions here before we close out. You ready for a few fun questions, Troy?
Sure.
Okay.
bring it on, man.
Outside of drag racing, any other hobbies?
Yeah, snow skiing, paddle boards. Let me see here. Ride my bicycle. That's probably about it. And pickleball.
Pickleball.
It's old man's tennis.
Okay.
You don't have to run so hard and hit so hard. It's a wiffle ball with a handheld paddle, and you use about half the size of the tennis court. It's just a lot of fun. Me and my wife and some friends play it all the time. So it's fun. It keeps you moving, keeps you active, and all that. Whereas tennis is kind of a pain in the neck to play, as far as I'm concerned.
Now,
That's my hobbies, man.
Now, if you were able to hit a time travel machine and go backwards in time, would you do anything differently with the drag racing?
Let me see here. Yeah, I probably would have got involved with my own car earlier. Back around sometime in the 80s, around 85, I think. I was talking to Pat Minnick about buying the World Championship Chi-Town Hustler car. I looked at it in his mom's garage in an alley in Chicago. And we had talked about it, and I just never pulled the trigger on it. So I look back and kind of wish I had done it, because it was obviously it was a perfect, excellent car, and it was a beautiful car. And so, that's the way it goes, though, right?
Yeah. So now, if you and the wife have time to go on a vacation, what's your favorite vacation getaway?
We like going to Mexico, and then we also like to sail. I've sailed West Indies, British Virgin Islands, American Virgin Islands, Grenada, St. Lucia, Martinique, so we do stuff like that, go out west skiing, Utah, Telluride, stuff like that. That's what I like to do,
Yeah.
So, and just go, and also a couple times a year, my friends have I play pickleball. If they got a condo down in Isle of Palm, South Carolina, so we go down there, hang out for a week, eat seafood down by Charleston and all that. It's a lot of fun. And then my wife and I go to Florida probably once a year or so. We go down to Florida Keys, go fishing, do some kite surfing and stuff like that. So try to stay active. I'm 58 now, and I'm still in good shape. So just stay active.
So is fishing a hobby for you too?
I like it. I'm not like a great fisherman or anything, but I enjoy deep sea fishing, offshore fishing, and then even like backcountry fishing. Because I eat what I catch. So,
All right. So what's
I don't game fish just for wall displays. I fish to have something for dinner.
So what's your favorite food?
Pizza.
What do you like on your pizza?
Sausage, pepperoni,
Yeah,
and onion.
you're an easy guy on pizza.
I'm real easy, man. I'm super easy.
So what's your favorite beverage?
Probably rye whiskey or pale ale beer. So I have a game room. I've got a kegerator in the game room with a Sweetwater 420 pale ale on tap.
And your favorite music is rock and modern rock and old country, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's what I like. Obviously my favorite color is purple. All my cars have been purple. So, that's me in a nutshell.
Got a favorite movie of all time?
American Graffiti.
Got it. I have the racing, right?
Yeah, I watched that when that movie came out. I watched it 17 times at the theaters. I would skip school to go watch that movie.
All right, now out on the drag race track, have you had a most embarrassing moment?
Oh God, you don't have enough time for me to tell about all of them.
Just one.
Jeez, man.
Which one stands out the most?
We took this. We built a Logie chassis Charger for nostalgia racing, and it had springs. It had a coilover shocks on the front end. It had a straight axle in it, and we were down in Atlanta to do a match race down there. Go do the burnout, let off the throttle, the frickin' steering wheel popped off the steering shaft. So, I was going probably 100 miles an hour with no steering wheel. And I'm trying to put the steering wheel on with one hand and grabbing the brake with the other hand.
Oh, shit.
And it just wasn't working out. And I got it slowed down to probably got to be 20, 25 miles an hour. And it just nudged into the wall. It nudged into the wall just enough to break the front end, break the shocks off, drop the chassis down on the ground. I mean, it was just a total mess. And it took I wanted the guys with the record just to grab the car and just drag it off the freaking track and be done with it. You know what I mean? But no, they had to do it the right way, which, okay, that's great. But it just stopped the show for 2 freaking hours.
Wow.
Oh, my God, I was embarrassed. I was pissed that the ambulance guys wanted to check me out. Their biggest thing was, you need to calm down. Get the freaking car off the freaking track now. It was bad enough that I screwed everything up. Now it's just sitting there. It's like, golly, get this thing out of here.
Yeah.
So that was embarrassing as all heck. So, but when you do stuff when you run a car like this, you're going to have embarrassing moments and, dumb things happen, and that's just normal, Yeah. So you just got to roll with it and not let it get to you too much, but, over the years I've learned now just, it is what it is. Just be patient, and, don't act like a fool.
That's why they say you learn from your mistakes, right?
Exactly. So that's that.
So, fondest memory of your drag racing career?
Got a lot of them, really, so just meeting people and making an impression on, good impression on people. And, knowing I never, wasn't like an ass or anything to the fans or anything like that, always have time for the fans and stuff, so that's, that's what I, think of as, being successful, is that people want to pay to see you.
Yep.
Must be doing something right.
Yep. Well, Troy, I want to thank you very much for taking time to do this interview tonight.
No problem. Anytime, man. I really appreciate it.
Any final words or thank yous, anything?
No, just, if there's anybody out there that wants to do this, go do it. If you want to drive funny cars, find a way to do it. Otherwise, go take your car to the drag strip. Have some fun. Learn how to drag race. It's easy. Anybody can do it.
Yep. Don't be scared. Just put your mind to it, right?
Right, exactly. Just put your mind to it.
Follow your dreams.
Yeah, just do it.
All right, awesome, Troy. Well, I wish you best luck with that new car next year.
I appreciate it, and we'll be out there. Like I said, we'll be out probably in March, running the car and kicking ass and taking names.
Awesome. Well, thanks again for doing an interview tonight, Troy.
No problem. Thanks for asking, and you take it easy, okay, bud?
We'll do another one in the future.
Okay, sounds great.
All right,
look forward to it.
You have a great night, buddy.
You too. Thanks, man.
All right, bye.